Hello and thank you for watching. My name is Bryan Lebo. I'm a realtor and the principal of the Lebo Group. In this video, I want to take a moment to explain a new law that recently took effect in the state of Nevada. At this point, the news media and most realtors are not aware of the change and most importantly have no idea how greatly this can and will impact our market. Now, the law that I'm referring to is addressed in Assembly Bill 284, which was signed by our governor, Bryan on May 20th of 2011. This bill was created to protect homeowners against fraudulent foreclosure proceedings. As a result, this will substantially reduce the amount of incorrect foreclosure proceedings. However, as you will come to understand by the end of this video, the repercussions of this bill may be absolutely devastating to the real estate industry and disruptive to the real estate market in general. Now, before I speak about this bill in particular, it's important to understand what a notice of default is. 90 days after a borrower is deemed delinquent, the bank has the right to formally begin the foreclosure proceedings. This period starts with the notice of default. This legally informs the borrower that they are formally in foreclosure. Previous to AB284, this notice of default filing was exceptionally simple. AB284 requires that the foreclosing party, the bank if you will, supplement the notice of default with a notarized affidavit of authority. Now, this affidavit of authority, 1, states the identity of the trustee, 2, describes the amount in default, 3, lists the full name and address of the current beneficiary and every prior beneficiary under the deed of trust, and 4, includes the penalties and costs related to the default and foreclosure. Now, this allows the homeowner or borrower to determine who has and currently owns their mortgage, the amount of money that they owe as a result of the default and foreclosure, and whether the foreclosing party even has the right to foreclose. Now, the bill also delves into more detailed aspects, such as who can legally represent the bank or lender. Now, legally, this is represented as the trustee. Despite these changes, we want to really focus on the notice of default I just outlined. So what we just learned is that when the bank actually moves to foreclose on you, they need to prove that they have this legal right. Sounds simple, right? Well, not really. Unfortunately, these mortgages are plagued with issues such as the notorious robo-signing fiasco, missing signatures, blatant omissions, you name it. Even more surprising to the general public is the discovery that many banks simply cannot find these notes even. I have personally been party to countless foreclosure sales where the new buyer is ready to close, however, the bank cannot find the note to close escrow. Even as I speak, I have a couple properties affected by this issue. Consider the fact that in these cases, the bank completely foreclosed on the borrower, put the property on the market, found a buyer, and after all this time, still cannot prove that they even had the right to foreclose. Now, it's not to say that they didn't have the right, but on the same hand, look how long it's taking for them to prove that right. So here's the big problem. Now that AB284 has taken effect, anytime the bank elects to pursue a foreclosure, they will have to produce numerous amounts of paperwork that they may or may not be able to produce in any given period of time. Now, this is fantastic for homeowners who are late on their mortgage and have not received the notice of default. This essentially implies that they may have a year to Lord knows how long, let's just say indefinitely, if the bank can't find your paperwork, that is. As desirable as this may sound to those living for free in their homes, the impact this will have on a macro perspective is monumental. To give you an idea of how large this impact is, let's take a look at the notice of default filings. During the first 19 days of September in 2011, there were exactly 1,985 notices of default filed. Now, this month being the first month of the bill, AB284, that number has declined to, wait for it, 56. Yes, 56 notices of default in roughly 3 weeks. That's a 97.2 decrease in the notice of defaults. So it's fair to say the banks basically aren't even foreclosing on people. Next question. What happens when we don't foreclose on people? As good as that is for the Las Vegas morale, this is terrible for real estate. We are only currently in the middle of recovering. Initially, this was supposed to be a 5-year issue, now it's 7 years. With the addition of 284, who knows? If the banks don't foreclose, then essentially we have no trustee sales, meaning Every investor currently purchasing homes at the auction is indefinitely out of business. Next, when homeowners are no longer threatened with the fear of foreclosure in their imminent future, the amount of short sales will substantially decline. Attorneys are already advising their clients to pull their short sales since there's effectively no rush. So now we have no flips, no short sales, and no REO foreclosures. Considering 86% of Las Vegas homeowners are underwater and the cost of selling a home bumps that number up to about 92%, how many conventional listings do you possibly think there will be? That's right, not many. Now, you could counter this argument with, well, there are plenty of homes out there with notices of default that still have yet to be foreclosed upon. Now, this would be an accurate statement, but very short-lived. There are roughly 15,000 homes currently with notice of defaults out there. Considering we're absorbing about 5,000 units per month, that only gives us a 3-month supply. That's November, December, and January. For the sake of argument, I'll spot you 2 more months and that should cover any arithmetic problems. Now we're talking March. So what happens in March? Well, by then we have no inventory, no homes to sell, and no homes to buy. However, those homes that do exist just might be able to command top dollar. Who knows how long this issue will persist for? If we've learned anything, it's that everything negatively correlated to real estate takes substantially longer than expected. Now, if you think that the big bad banks are going to break out in a sweat over this obstacle, think again. As a wise colleague of mine so aptly pointed out, Las Vegas is the population of a city in LA County. Currently, foreclosure proceedings in New York and New Jersey take roughly 3 years. This isn't a joke. Apparently, this is where we're heading now. However, can you imagine if we have no inventory for 2 years? Worst of all, once this does get rectified, we now have a glut of inventory that needs to be disposed of. So either this occurs all at once and further depresses home values below how absurdly low they currently are today, or equally as worse, we just extended our recovery time by 3 years. So, the moral of the story is, pay attention to the numbers in the forthcoming months. By watching this video, you have the advantage of being able to predict what the future has in store. For delinquent homeowners, well, congratulations to you all. Because of AB284, you can now comfortably enjoy your home indefinitely longer. For prospective buyers, however, you may want to take advantage of holiday prices because there may not be much to choose from come springtime. Now, for those of my fellow colleagues in real estate, make sure you pad your savings for the next few months and watch your overhead closely, because 2012 is shaping up to be more challenging than we had ever expected. Thank you again for watching, and please feel free to contact me regarding this video or any questions or concerns you have about real estate in general. Remember, you would never trust your life in the hands of a part-time attorney. So why trust your largest financial investment with anyone less than the best in real estate?